Hello cherries, today's video is going to be more serious. In this video, I'm going to talk about issues K-pop idols have to deal with while people criticize them and the issues in K-pop in general. This video is going to be based on my opinion, so I hope everyone respects my thoughts as I will respect others' opinions. This is one of the topics haters criticize the most. To start with, South Korea is a country where beauty is important in society. I've seen many YouTube videos of Korean people telling others what you should wear, what makeup you should use, or even how you need to put your hair. What I really think is important about these videos are always the comments. People from different places of the world say that they have been learning all their life to love themselves as to how they are, but in South Korea, many children have been learning all their life that you have to be better than what you are. That's when people make plastic surgery, mainly on the face. The fact that there are people that criticize idols because they don't follow Korean standards of beauty is shameful. I could talk about many cases of idols being criticized like Bobby, wheein, or Hwasa. She is one of the most beautiful K-pop idols, but I think people are blind. Of course we can also talk about whitewashing K-pop idols' skin or photos because they don't meet beauty standards. This is something I started concerning long ago because sometimes you see photos from some idols when they are little and they have darker skin than they actually have. Why do they have to do whitewashing? This is a key point in the whole video. What people don't really see about K-pop idols. Of course, there are people that already know what happens behind every promotion of a song or tour. I started to pay attention to this not too long ago, when some K-pop idols fainted on stage, or when I read articles of idols with mental illnesses. From that moment I don't see K-pop as I used to see it before. First of all, behind every promotion of a song or new, there are so many hours of hard work. Sometimes idols even get injured due to surpassing average exercise per day, and do you know what? Sometimes their companies make them continue with promotions and music shows if the injury is not too important, like a broken bone. Sometimes I don't even see music shows because I feel those fake smiles in idols that the only thing they want is rest. Let's put the example of EXO-CBX. BUISNESS in the last promotions was so exhausted from making the same song that he even smiled the whole performance. I don't like to see idols like this. I prefer them to rest for some time and then continue performing with no problems. There are other times at performances or public places where idols faint. I think in every K-pop group an idol has fainted. But the worst thing about this is the fact that companies do nothing to solve this kind of health problem. Sometimes, more like always, I think companies don't have empathy or feeling, and idols mean nothing to them because they are incoming of money. Of course, I've read many articles of idols resting for some time because they are not physically mentally good, but I think companies do this when it's a serious problem. Yes, there have been many cases in K-pop due to many issues. Sometimes groups have to disband like one or one of the members have to leave the group like wheein or mamamoo groups. This is something I don't really like and maybe one of the most things idols are criticized for. I don't how people cannot understand the situations idols have to deal with. And sometimes it happens to people at a young age, which is even worse. When things like this happen, people need to support them, not hate them. To start with this topic, I need to say that I've seen many comments on YouTube videos saying I want to be an idol, I don't mind doing the trainee days. Excuse me. Many people don't know what be a real trainee means. Let's beginning when you do an audition in a company or someone calls you to make an audition. Auditions were easier to pass a few years ago, but nowadays there are more people with talent that want to be pop idols as K-pop is spreading more through the world, which is something I consider positive for some reasons. But sometimes you have to pass many auditions to enter as a trainee. However, when you get into a company, you have to pay to be a trainee, and believe me, it's not cheap. You pay the fee, but they don't say if it's 100% true if you are going to debut when you finally enter as a trainee. That could be the hardest of a K-pop idol career. Trainees need to take song classes, dance classes, and if you don't dominate Korean, also Korean classes. That means working hard from sunrise to sunset. The first weeks can be funny maybe, but when they spend years working for something that maybe they won't ever achieve is something to be proud about. There are many K-pop idols that have to admit to thinking about dismissing to be idols because being a trainee was too hard. There are more issues apart from working all day and night. People who are Korean or live near their company while they are trainees is a positive point because you can see your family often, maybe, but when you come from another place or country, it's difficult to continue forward without your family, friends, and support. There are many idols that haven't seen their families in many years when they were trained. Next point. Discrimination. Yes, there are many idols that have been discriminated against or criticized due to their physical appearance. I've talked about this in the Korean beauty standards, but I want to explain it a little bit more here. All I know about this, I've seen it in an interview with a woman who was supposed to debut with Girls' Generation but left the idea of being an idol after all the things she passed through. One of them was to be discriminated against because she was fat when she wasn't. Every week there was a weekly review where they humiliated trainees in front of everyone, criticizing most of them due to their physics. Do you think this should be even permitted? After I watch this video, I've thought about becoming a famous person or even auditioning for a Korean company when I was very young. There are many stories of idols, infamous groups like Super Junior where idols had to sleep in public places because they spent all their money to enter a company. Others had to live in bad conditions also due to the need for money. I've seen too many sad stories of people on trainee days that I don't know how people can hate them or even criticize their hard work when they maybe don't even do half of the things trainees do every day. Also, it is unfair that some idols have been training for a year or less and debuted on a group when there are others that have been like 7-8 years training to debut. I don't know anything more embarrassing than that. I'm multi-fandom, but I always have to see the typical wars between some XOLs and armies or blinks and onces. This kind of person, I think they only want to criticize other groups and defend the group they stand as the best one. Please, stop. For real. I'm so annoyed by this kind of thing. There's no need to hate other groups or begin wars between fandoms. That's not what kpop is based on. Kpop is based on listening to awesome music, sharing your thoughts with people with the same musical tastes inside kpop as you have, and support the groups you like. How does one even have that much energy to fight random people online with no life and feel good about themselves? I think this is all for now. Maybe in another video I'll talk about more issues idols have to deal with. I hope everyone likes this video and learned something from this video. Help the K-pop community to be a better place and have a better atmosphere. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night and I'll see you soon. Bye.